Hi, I'm Robert Scott, and I'm with Jon Ruff of the City of Plattsburgh, New York, and he's the environmental manager there. And he's going to tell us about their succession planning tool. So Jon, tell us about the succession planning tool and what is it about and why did you guys develop it?
This is a tool for people in water and wastewater utility organizations to take a look at their organizations the way they are now versus the way they want them to be in the future, so that they can plan to plug gaps in their talent pool.
Okay.
It's looking at mission critical positions, it's looking at mission critical tasks within an organization, and you take a look at those really important things that everybody's doing, and looking at where you have redundancy and good backup, and where you might have vacancies coming up, or maybe where a position's already vacant that you need to fill, so that you can keep providing sustainable and reliable service.
Okay, that sounds good. So it's a lofty task,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a good one.
Yeah.
So tell us about some of the ways that you guys have used the tool.
Okay, it actually started probably 10 or 12 years ago. I was taking a look at the seniority list of our certified operators. I noticed that almost all of them are born about the same year. And my first thought was, hey, we can have one retirement party and we'll be good to go. And then all of a sudden I panicked and I said, oh my gosh, that means everybody's going to leave at the same time.
Wow,
this is going to be a huge problem.
Yeah.
So we started taking a look at how we wanted to address that situation, and we learned, hey, there's this thing called succession planning.
All right.
So we put together this very simple process that provides a framework for any organization, whether it's large or small, to look at the basic components of how to pull a plan together, how to implement it, and how to go back and evaluate it periodically to make sure it's doing as well as it can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. What benefits have you guys derived from this tool?
Well, the biggest benefits to our customers.
Okay.
We're providing sustainable, reliable service, and as employees come and employees go, the customer doesn't really see a change in the level of service that's being provided, both in the quality of water or the quality of wastewater treatment, but it's also reflected in their bills. The fact that their rates are nice and steady without any unpredictable big increases.
I'm sure they appreciate that.
I'd like to think that they do.
Yeah. So how is this tool managed and deployed? Tell me about some of the logistics of that.
Okay, well the first thing you need to do is to make sure that the plan that you have for succession management is embedded in your organization.
Okay.
That it's an important part of the culture there. That there's a formal process. And you also need to make sure that the stakeholders, the decision makers and people who influence what happens and doesn't happen within an organization, understand how important it is and that they're on board with it. Mm-hmm. The next step is to do what's called an assessment, and you look at your organization the way it is now versus the way you think it's going to need to be sometime in the future, and you identify the gaps. You then put together some kind of model for how you're going to address those gaps. You may want to focus on senior leadership or mid-level managers, or maybe it's your skilled positions. Put together that plan, develop then an implementation strategy. How are we going to put this plan into effect? And change management then becomes a big part of the process in order to make it successful.
Okay.
Then once you have it up and running, you want to step back periodically and take a look at how things are going. Hopefully you've developed some performance metrics in advance. You can look at your metrics and decide what parts are going well and maybe what parts you need to focus on a little bit more.
So has the issue of everybody leaving potentially at the same time been solved to some extent?
Yeah, we're actually on our third wave of mass retirements. This initial wave 12 years ago came and went.
Okay.
Then we had another wave, and now it's actually our senior leadership, potentially including myself within the next couple of years. So we're in the process of developing some in-house talent that potentially could take over a lot of the mission critical tasks that are being done, but we're also looking at external sources also.
Okay, sounds good. Tell me, what advice or suggestions would you have for someone who's thinking about implementing some type of succession development plan?
Hey, don't chew off too much at one point in time.
Okay.
Give it some thought, plan it out well, make sure you've got all the stakeholders at least aware of what's going on and understanding why this is so important and what their role is. And then pick up part of your organization that's maybe the most critical, but not the entire organization, to do a little pilot or a trial so people can see how it works, why it's important, how it benefits them. It also gives you a little trial run too that you can go through as you start to later on expand it into other parts of your group.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. So there it is. This is the succession planning tool at City of Plattsburgh, and I'm with Jon Ruff, and he's the environmental manager there. And I think this is a tool that you'd like to check out.